Is it true, Brett, that you met Charlie Munger? Did you meet him?
Yes, yes.
Tell us about that. Tell us about the whole experience and Charlie.
Sure. So I was my current boss, Su Chen Tan, introduced me to Peter Kaufman, and Peter, who wrote Poor Charlie's Almanac, which is a must read. Um, Generously invited me out to California to tour his company, and meet Charlie. And of course, I jumped on the opportunity. So first, I'm very grateful to Peter for inviting me out, and for Charlie for hosting me. So um, one of the things I want people to realize is the meeting with Charlie was actually like kind of, it was unrelated to my book. It wasn't like a formal interview or anything. Charlie, over the final years of his life, spent a lot of time with people like me who were fans, and had them over for lunch or dinner or something like that. And it was very incredibly generous, charitable act on his behalf. Uh, and I was lucky to be one of these people. So I went to Charlie's house for lunch. He is very funny. Like I think people could tell at the Berkshire meetings he's funny, but I don't think they appreciate how funny he is. Um, he's very kind. He has a remarkable memory. So I asked him a couple questions about British Columbia Power and Hochschild Cone, which are two chapters in my book, and he answered the questions. It was funny because I asked him about Hochschild Cone, because I was like, one of the things I read about in the book, which I do believe, even though Charlie tells me I'm wrong, is that they're too harsh on themselves. Like, it was a mistake. They didn't make money. They got it wrong, but it wasn't as big a mistake as they said. And one of the reasons why I think that is because the MLK riots in 1968 kind of destroyed the inner city of Baltimore, and it increased the population exodus from downtown. If this didn't happen, I think they would have earned a better return. And Charlie told me I was wrong. He's like, you're overstating it. Um, but he was really funny and gracious, and I was there for like, I think, 3.5 hours. I had 40 minutes alone with him.
Wow.
um, and people say, like, don't meet your heroes, but they should. Charlie lived up to all expectations, and I'm very happy he did that for me. I met him 2 months prior to his passing. He's very sharp.
Well, that's just an amazing opportunity. What questions did Charlie ask of you? What was he interested in?
So he asked just some basic background questions. He asked me how I invest. At the time, I was not an analyst at a fund, so I was just investing my own money. And I mentioned, like, I had over 50% of my money in one stock, and he's like, that's the right way to invest, or something to that effect. Um, and he spent we spent a little bit of time talking about like the pressures of investing other people's money, because one of the things that he brought up a couple times was the fact that in the early 70s he had a big drawdown, and he's like, I knew my stocks were good, like the intrinsic value was way higher than the market price, but my partners couldn't bear the drawdown, and it was very painful for him. um with hindsight, I wish I asked more questions on like how he overcame that, like, over time, um because post his partnership he continued to be an incredible investor. um but those were like most of the questions, like what I was doing
W-
now. And
Yeah, well, what was that percentage drawdown at the time in '74? It was significant.
yeah, two years in a row of 30% drawdown, so cumulatively over like
Wow.
about like 70%.
My goodness. Yeah, just overcoming that, staying in the game, right, and just growing exponentially is a personal toll on someone. Charlie's just so interesting. Did he try to convince you the other half of your portfolio to invest it in Costco? Like, what did he say?
No, no, he gave no investment advice
Yeah.
to me, which I would have received, obviously, but I would never ask. Yeah, no, he did talk about the benefits of Costco a little bit, not too much. Yeah, he spent a lot of time actually talking about real estate, because he
Okay.
had a lot of investments in real estate, apartment complexes, stuff like this. And hearing him talk about it and the way he thought was really interesting.
That's really interesting.